Update 2. My girlfriend was roped and then isolated herself from me due to trauma, but then cheated on me and tried to get her therapist to convince me to forgive her. Wednesday night I had a knock on my door. Lo and behold, it is my girlfriend's sister and my sister. Her sister Susan was holding papers. Obviously something is up, so I ask what's wrong and her sister hands me a printout of my posts and the replies to my previous 2 threads, and she simply asks, "Is this you?" At first I tried to deny it. I couldn't really remember everything I had written, in particular the first post, so I was kind of trying to avoid any problems if I said something I shouldn't have. But my sister just straight up got in my face and told me to stop lying, which by then I was caught. I knew and she knew it. I just dropped my head. This then led to a very long conversation that lasted till the wee hours of the morning. At first her sister was very emotional because of course she loves her sister and was crying asking me how I could want to do this to her. Much to my surprise though, my sister stood up for me here and actually kind of ripped her sister a new a-hole. She said that I had gone way beyond what most people had and that Sarah should not 1 year later still be withholding affection from me. She had no idea that we still weren't physically as close as we once were. Like I said, I never told her. Once my sister got done talking, Susan said that in reality she knew that she was right. She begged me to not go through with my letter. She said that I had promised to give Sarah a week. She then gave a very impassioned speech about how much she can tell I still love her and how much she knows she still loves me. My sister also agreed that there was too much love present in my heart to just do this right away. She said, and it made sense at the time, "What is another week compared to what you have been through?" So long story short, I agreed to not take the letter over. Whether it was guilt, regret or love I can't say, but I agreed to it. This then led to the single most embarrassing thing in my life happening. Susan gave me a very big hug and cried as they were leaving. It's been a very long time since I've had any type of close contact, and let's just say it's not a lot of fun being called a disgusting pig by your sister. All I could do was say how very sorry and how embarrassed I was. Fortunately Susan seemed to take it in stride. She just wanted to make sure that I would talk with Sarah the next day. Even though I was a virtual zombie from lack of sleep, I went ahead and went to work. I have lots of PTO time available to me, but I didn't want to burn it all up over this in case I needed time later. I got home from work and my intention was to go straight to bed after eating dinner and maybe watching some TV. That went to hell in a hurry as I was eating my dinner when someone knocked on my door again. This time it was Susan and Sarah. This time Sarah is holding the printout. You can tell they both had been crying and Susan asked if they could come in. I just shook my head yes, because I was honestly a little nervous, and no matter what she has done or not done, seeing Sarah emotionally always upsets me, and she physically looked horrible. I mean as bad as she did after the rope. They sat on the couch and Sarah already had tears streaming down her face. We all kind of just sat there for what seemed like an eternity looking at each other. I wasn't going to speak first. I had no idea what to say or do, so I just sat there. Eventually I broke though and asked Sarah if she wanted some water or something to drink. She actually said yes, so I got up and went to the kitchen to get her a glass of ice water, and when I turned around she was standing right behind me. All she said to me was, "Are you really going to leave me?" I couldn't answer. I just looked into her eyes and felt broken and ashamed. We went and sat down, but this time she sat next to me. She started to read my first post to me but could not make it through it. Susan jumps in at this point and says they had spent the day talking and they had gone over the post and most of the replies, and said that Sarah was very sorry for how she treated me. She said that they have spoken to their parents and everybody agrees that the way I was treated was not fair. Seeing it in writing really struck a nerve with all of them because they could see how hurt I was, and that even though I could have blamed all of them, that I didn't. Sarah is shaking her head yes the entire time. Sarah then managed to talk and just laid out how she obviously did not give me enough consideration and that she now sees that what she did was horrible to me when I have been nothing but compassionate and loving towards her. She begged me for another chance. She said that sometimes in life you need a kick in the butt to get moving, and she said me wanting to break up with her was her wake-up call. She can't and won't take me for granted and said she had a year's worth of apologizing to do to me. Susan actually very calmly said that they had spoken at length in the afternoon about her infidelity and then not even touching me. Sarah then replied that she had no real excuses. She knows that what she did was horrible and that she had no right to ask me for forgiveness but was going to anyway. She also said that she is making it the top priority of her life that she talk with her therapist to get past any physical limitations she has with me. This went on for a long time. I could give you a lot more of what was said, but this is already a wall of text as it is. The one thing though that I want to say is that while she was talking to me she was holding my hand. She reached out and took it. Now I realize that she read my posts and I made a big deal about that in my posts, but whether she did it because she read it or just did it on her own, I won't deny that it felt really good. They ended up staying the night. Susan slept on the futon and Sarah on the couch, and I actually went to my bed. I called in early Thursday morning to work before I went to bed as I knew that I would not be able to function on so little sleep. I get awoken around 10 by Sarah sitting next to me in the bed rubbing her hands on my arm to wake me up. She said that they were getting ready to leave because she had moved up her therapy session to 11 and she didn't want to leave without her telling me how much she loved me and to let me know she was coming right back after the session. She leaned over and kissed me. It wasn't a long passionate kiss, in fact it was just kind of a quick kiss but right on the lips. This was a mistake I'm sure, because that broke my resolve right there. Up until that point I was still holding on to the thought that this was all just words and that it took me threatening to leave her to get her to even pay attention to me. I went back to sleep and around 1 she showed back up at my place carrying lunch. Susan was not in tow, so it was just going to be the two of us. We ended up spending the afternoon together. We ended up spending the weekend together, and we even had intimacy. I'll just say that I was probably more scared about it than she was. I was worried about triggering anything or saying or doing anything that would upset her. She on the other hand was very loving and emotional about it. She cried afterwards for a good long while, which caused me to freak, but she said it was a combination of joy and regret. That she had forgotten how love felt and it just kind of overwhelmed her. We laid there for hours. She had the recommendation from her therapist for a couples counselor who we are going to start seeing next week. For the first time in over a year I have been happy for 4 days. I know that this isn't the end, that we are still going to have hurdles to overcome. I honestly believe that this was a wake-up call for her. If not, then why go through all of the emotional drama and turmoil? Wouldn't she just let it go? Bottom line is I love her. I have always loved her, and all I wanted was for her to show me she loved me as well. This past weekend was a really bonding experience for me and for her as well. I think we can build something new together.